It is day one of Modern Warfare 3 and people are already moving around the map like this. Now I'm going to be breaking down every movement mechanic in the game right now and how you can use it to better your gameplay. Now before we get into this, it's important that we go over some settings. Now guys, it is not required to have a SCUF controller or a Battle Beaver controller, and no, I am not sponsored by them, but they do have these paddles in the back of it where you are able to jump and crouch. Now this is going to help your movement tremendously. It does take some time to get used to if you don't have one, but it will help you a ton in the long run. Now, if you do not have that, this is for you. So if we go into the settings, edit button layout, you're going to be wanting to go to button layout preset. Now, first off, tactical is one of the best ones and also the most common that people use. Tactical is simply just being able to crouch with your right stick. This allows you to slide cancel and not have to take your thumb off of the stick. So it's a really easy way for you to kind of make your movement very fluid. Now for bumper jumper tactical, this is actually a really good option, but it does feel a little bit clunky. So you're going to be jumping with your left bumper, and with your right stick, just like we were using with tactical, it is going to be crouching and sliding. So now if we were to move forward a little bit, the last one that I would recommend is stick and move. Now this one I think felt the best after trying it. It is simply the opposite of tactical. So let's just say you want to just jump and you don't want to slide as much. If you were to go and try stick and move, you would only have to click down your right stick right there and you'd be able to jump. Now you're going to want automatic tac sprint on. The reason that this is really important is because since there's a movement gap, now that you're able to slide cancel, it gives you the opportunity to be able to be a bit more fluid with your movement and juke people out more. Whereas in the previous game, having automatic tac sprint on with the delay that it has, which a lot of people don't know, it has a delay, and I'll explain that in the rest of this video. It could put you in a disadvantage, but now that we have that fixed, automatic tac sprint is a must. Now the next one that you're gonna want is slide only. Now this is preference, and I'm gonna show you ways that diving can be very useful, but you're gonna use that as your own discretion. You would have to change this setting. But slide only allows it so that you simply just have to click your slide button and you can like quite literally not dive. So it just makes things a lot more fluid and you'd be able to do it just a little bit faster. And then the last setting that we're going to be going over is the first person camera movement, and we're going to be putting that down to 50%. So I'm literally going to show you guys a comparison of what it looks like 50% to 100%. You can see a huge difference. You want your sliding to be as smooth as possible, and also you want to always reduce visual clutter. So anything that is causing you to not be able to see your opponent, something that's like motion blur, something that's shaky, you always want to reduce that. Now we're going to be starting off with jump shotting. So jump shotting is the staple of Call of Duty. It's what cracked movement came from, and it's quite literally this. All you're going to be doing in gunfights is jumping and then aiming down sight and shooting, and it is as simple as that. Now the cool thing on this game is that whenever you jump, there's not much of a bounce in your gun, so all you really have to do is kind of aim for their middle chest and then jump and shoot, and it's quite literally as simple as that. So you can kind of practice this in a bot free-for-all, which you can start in multiplayer, and again, all you're going to be wanting to do is just jumping and shooting. Now moving forward from that, we're going to be talking about the tactical sprint run. Now I explained to you very previously that whenever you pull down your gun, there's a little bit of a delay before you shoot. Now this is really important to know, that I can't just shoot immediately. Like if I were to just do a normal sprint, if I were to change my controller settings here real quick and just do a normal sprint, I can pull up my gun immediately and kill people. Whereas under the tactical sprint, I'm actually not able to do that. There is a second delay, and it's probably not even a second, a few millisecond delay that actually puts you in a disadvantage. Now, it might seem small, but in these fast time to kill CODs, they can actually mean life or death. So what you're going to be wanting to do, let's just say you have the tactical sprint feature on, you're going to be wanting to use a different movement with it. So if you're tactical sprinting and you end up getting at a gunfight, you never want to be jumping forward at the person. Rather, let's just say you tactical sprint and you know the guy's down there, you want to jump around a corner like that. You can use a wall or something like this to kind of clear the delay so that you're able to kind of challenge that gunfight immediately and be in the advantage. Now, something really cool about the tactical sprint is, as you can see right now, it is refreshing very quickly. Now, this is only available if you are using the infantry vest, but it makes it so you can tac sprint longer and it refreshes a lot faster. So I would highly recommend that if you like tac sprinting, to try to use this. Now, the last thing about tactical sprinting that you need to know is that slide canceling makes it so that you cannot do it. So like whenever I'm slide canceling right now, it does not put me back into a tactical sprint, and it makes it so it's very difficult for me to run around the map. I cannot go smoothly. So keep that in mind as you guys are learning how to slide cancel, or as you are slide canceling in general, that this is something that could put you at a disadvantage. Hey guys, Editor Max here, and I realized that I left out one important movement mechanic. It is the slide into drop shot. And guys, this movement mechanic is extremely overpowered. And I figured this out the other day just as I was playing War, just grinding out camos when I just accidentally did it to somebody. Now I'm going to show you guys here on the screen really quick. This is how you want to be doing it. There's two ways that you can do this. You can do it one off of a tactical sprint, which gives you more room. And if I was in a different map, you guys probably be able to see this a little bit better. But if you do not do it off of a tactical sprint and you do it off of an automatic sprint, meaning your gun is down here just like this, it will not give you as far as a reach. The reason that this is overpowered is because it gives you a really far reach. So you're able to slide really far and kind of just like throw your opponents off, as you can see from the clips that I showed you guys on the screen. It's extremely overpowered. I recommend you guys try it, and we'll get back to the video. Now let's talk about the Tac Stance slide. So there's this slide right here where it brings you into this Tac Stance, and they made this a really highlighted portion of Modern Warfare 3, but it's not really as effective as we'd like it to be. It's not horrible. Like, so as I go into a gunfight that's up close, like you're going to be able to kill the kid pretty quickly. But let's just say he's a very good player and he's going to be able to either slide cancel on you or just, you know, he just stands still and shoots at you. It's going to be a lot more difficult for you to win the gunfight. So I wouldn't really put yourself in a situation where you're using it that much. I think that they put this in the game for people who struggle aiming, but I don't really recommend that you, as you are trying to advance your own personal gameplay, try this. So as we're moving forward from the Tac Stance, we're going to be going into a drop shot. So a drop shot is extremely simple. Again, you're going to be using whatever you have to crouch to go straight down to the ground and shoot. Now, it's a really cool way of throwing off your opponent. The whole point of using all of these movements that we're going to be going over is literally just to throw off your opponent so that you can get a jump on them and get the kill. So like right here, all you're going to be doing is holding down the crouch button and pulling your stick back just a little bit. This allows you for a very quick push straight down to the ground and allows you for a very quick and easy gunfight. Now, this could take some time for you guys to get used to, but don't be afraid to kind of just practice again against some bots. And if you don't really care about your KD, just go into some normal pubs. Something that you can do that bounces off of dropshotting is challenging gunfights around the corner by like snaking around the corner. Now, you have to be very good at controlling your center dot, but it is a very easy way of you kind of throwing off your opponent. So like, let's just say this guy is right there. I come around the corner and I challenge the gunfight on the ground. He's not going to really expect it, and you kind of get a jump on them. But what I would recommend doing is don't stay on the ground. Do not challenge and finish the gunfight on the ground. You're always going to want to kind of bring it from a down to up. Before we get into the slide cancel, guys, I am a Call of Duty coach, and I've been helping people specifically in Warzone improve their gameplay for about 4 years now. Now, I have a 100% guarantee or your money back that I can help you improve. And if that's something that interests any of you guys, you're trying to get an edge on your competitors or impress some of your friends, then you guys should check out my COD coaching, and it is in the description below in the Discord. Go to the coaching crew tab and click on interested in coaching, type I'm interested in coaching, and then add me as a friend. But now let's get into slide canceling. So for slide canceling is extremely simple on this game, where there were more steps on the previous games. All you have to do on this game is click your crouch button, your jump button, your crouch button, then your jump button, your crouch button, your jump button. And it's literally as simple as that. Now there's just a few things to note. Now slide canceling works better off of a tactical sprint. So like, as you can see right here, I am doing kind of like a slower slide cancel, but whenever I get my tactical sprint back, I have a longer slide cancel, so I go farther distance. So it's important that you guys understand that the way that you challenge certain gunfights can change if you are not using the tactical sprint slide cancel and you're just using the normal sprint slide cancel. Because we have slide to slide only, it's going to make it so it's a lot more smooth and a lot easier to do. But if you have yours as prioritized slide, it won't be that big of a deal. And that's what I would probably recommend. If you want to be able to dive, then you probably should have it to just prioritize slide only. Another thing that you guys need to know about slide canceling is that sliding down stairs is extremely good. Just sliding in general, down an object or down a slope is going to make you go at a way faster speed, especially if you do it off of a tactical sprint. So that can be really useful in a gunfight if you're trying to, if somebody's on the stairs with you and you want to go and gun them down, or if you're just trying to get down places a lot faster. Now, something to keep in mind, guys, is that we switched our thing to slide only because in the next portion, we're going to be talking about diving. So if you did switch your setting to slide only, you're going to be wanting to go over and make sure that it's on tap to slide. And the reason that you want it on tap to slide and not tap to dive is because it's going to be a lot more difficult to slide cancel when you have to hold it down. So keep that in mind as you go and try this out. Now, diving on this game is not as useful as we wish it would be. You are only able to shoot the person the moment that you hit the ground, making diving very clunky and not a gunfight movement mechanic. It's more just a mechanic that is used to get around the map. Now, although you cannot shoot until you hit the ground, there is a way around that. So people figured out back in Modern Warfare 2 that you were able to kind of do this little bit of a ledge hop. So let's just say I wanted to chow this guy down here. If I were to dive off, he would be able to go and kill me. However, if I were to dive and hit the ledge a little bit, I'm able to shoot immediately. So as you can see, as my friend did it right here, this is what it looked like from him doing it to me. But it does take some practice to do. It is not one of the easiest movement mechanics, as like you have to kind of get the timing down and figure out how far you dive each time and kind of time it perfectly. But for the most part, it allows a little bit more variety into your gameplay, giving you a bit more of a chance to have some fancy kills. Now we're going to be talking about the last and best movement mechanic, and that is called snaking. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to go down into a prone. So whatever you use to go prone, you're going to go prone, and then you are going to click your tactical sprint button. So some people try doing this by clicking their jump button, but that is a mistake. You are doing that incorrect. You want to click your tactical sprint button because it actually makes you go up faster. So once you get good at this, and it will take some practice, it can kind of look like this, where you are dropping down and it makes it very difficult for the opponent to shoot you. Now I'll show you what this looks like right here on the screen as my friend is snaking me and he chows the gunfight, and it looks extremely difficult for me to hit. A lot of people make the mistake in snaking is that they kind of just only go forward and back, which you can't go as fast. If you were to go and make a circular motion with your left stick as you're going down, it allows you to go extremely fast and challenge a lot more gunfights, and it also makes you harder to hit. But if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching.